I don't know if you can see me. It's just black. So I'm guessing you can't. Um, hmm. Oh, I can see it. I am looking at it on my phone. Well, thanks so much for joining. I wish I could see on the screen what I look like, but I guess it's better so that I look, oops, so that I look at the camera. But I'm just kind of hanging out right now, and I am feeling chatty. I have been feeling a bit chatty lately and also a bit productive. And I've been wanting to do the podcast for a while and to get it started again. And I'm really looking forward to potentially recording with guests and other people who I can have more conversations with instead of um, just like me talking to the camera. But I also want to do more like calls. So I named this Call from Elise Hotsko. And so I hope that it feels like we're having a call and not like I am just not like personal or that sort of thing. I just want to make it personal and make it feel like we're really talking and like you're sitting right there or something, you know? So this is a different recording spot. I usually record in a different area. So I hope that you like this recording spot. And I just wanted to say thank you to Summer for this amazing sweatshirt. And it's giving very like French vibes. So yeah, if you have never been to my channel, my name is Elise Hotsko, and Elise is French for Elizabeth, means, okay, my mom always told me growing up that it meant graceful, which is funny because I met two Graces last night at a knitting shawl group. But when I asked ChatGPT, it said that it means um, that it means. Let's actually ask it because I want to quote it correctly. Okay, the name Elise is a short form of Elizabeth, which is derived from the Hebrew name Elisheva, which means God is my oath or pledged to God. So I always thought that it meant graceful, but apparently it actually has deeper meaning, which I guess I could see how graceful is derived from that though. So, but yeah, I've just been loving this sweatshirt so much today. I think it actually was from Mackenzie, who is Summer's daughter, and she's also my friend. And she just ordered the wrong size, so I ended up with this lucky sweatshirt. Anyway, I used to love doing lives like in 2021. I would do these lives on Instagram, and that was a lot of fun because people would actually like join and comment and say things. No one's really commenting here, though. you know, I don't really have a lot of people on YouTube right now, but I am really grateful for everyone who is taking the time to just hang out with me over video right now. And I really hope that this time is able to ground you or to provide you with some peace or inspiration or just joy in some form. So I think what I might do or may do is start sharing my screen because I kind of want to show you something that I've been working on that I'm really excited about, and that's been really, really fun for me to do lately. And it's ChatGPT related. So let me kind of set it up. All right, let's see if it works. Oh wow, and you can still see me too. Okay, cool. Well, that's really cool. Okay. So I am see if I can make this bigger. Great. Okay, wow. So this is me just asking that, and this is kind of what I read to you. But I'm going to go to this visual innovator, which I've been just loving because it's working with Dolly on OpenAI to create visuals for me. And I have been working on a dress line. Okay, let's see what it says. So we are working on creating a mood board for a dress line and kind of a lookbook for the first collection. And it kind of just gives you these instructions, and we really want to focus on making the visual though, or at least I do, just to show you guys what I've been working on in creating this GBT and testing it. So let's focus on summer just because it's coming up and you may be shopping for summer and seeing what you're going to wear on your trips or whatever. So this kind of can help you get an idea of what you want. So let's do a mock-up now. So sometimes you have to be direct. So yes, it says, would you like me to assist in creating the mock-up? Yes, create the mock-up, please. And I found that just in communicating the with ChatGPT, you don't really need to be super precise when it comes to spelling or punctuation or that sort of thing. Okay, this looks great. All right, so it kind of did like a lookbook. And it just has such a wealth of knowledge in everything that it's doing. All right, it's making an image. Sometimes it does take like up to a minute to do the image. So just be patient. And I use this technology to help me design a pop-up, but there you go. Like, that's good, you know? I feel like I want it to look a little more cohesive. So it's pretty much able to take advice or alterations into consideration, but it sometimes does just like regurgitate the same image, and sometimes you have to like start a new chat or start over from the beginning. So there are limitations to this. It's still, you know, is a learning technology. So yes, proceed with the mock-up, please. And this is what I've been doing. I have been obsessed with this lately. So I have been just trying this for all different sorts of products and ideas that I have that I want to bring to life. So that's a little bit better. What do we think of that? Okay, cool. I kind of like that. So now you kind of just got the idea of what this is all about, and I am really just grateful for technology and how amazing it is. And let me get back here. But I had tried to record a podcast on directly onto my computer. And I was like, maybe I am just supposed to go live. And I don't think anyone has really joined, but I think it's just a way for me to get over the hurdles that come with editing and that sort of thing and just focus on recording and working on putting the podcast out. I feel like as a person, I could be like such a perfectionist and want it to be really perfect. And I think instead, I need to just be really faithful with what I have, and that in turn will grow. So, what else have I been thinking about? Just everything that's going on in the world. I hope that if you're watching this video, this is just time for you to have some peace and to appreciate all of the good things in your life. And I hope that this can just be a positive space for everyone. And I am so grateful for technology that allows us to connect. I don't know where in the world you are or when you're watching this, but I believe this message is perfectly timed, and I hope that it brings you joy and peace. I've been reflecting a lot on the Lord as a healer, and I have been feeling so grateful for how He has healed me. And I think that sometimes in the moment when things happen, we can be very, very fervent and very excited and want to tell everyone. And over time, we maybe stop telling certain stories and certain testimonies where God has been really faithful or has been really inspiring. And so I think that I want to make sure that I am telling um, the testimonies and continuing to tell them to even myself because and remind myself of them because I think that they're reminders of God's goodness, and I hope that we can develop the muscle to really see the miracles that are at work around us. So, the last so many months, because I have just been filming vlogs and haven't really sat down with you guys, I feel like I have grown so much and there's been so much reflection, and I'm really excited to share that with you folks in more videos and in more calls. And I want to thank you for picking up. So I can spend some time with you today. Now, there is so much going on, and sometimes with war and violence happening around us, it can be really confusing. It can be really depressing. And we can wonder, where the Lord is in this all and why he would even allow war to happen or bad things to happen. And I feel like I've been in this little cocoon since coming to seminary, and it's been such a wonderful experience. And I feel really excited to start to share with you folks again. And I think I've gotten a lot of insights, and I've thought about my own theology more deeply. And so I'm just really grateful for the experience. If my ministry has served you and God has moved in your life, I just encourage you to leave a comment below, like if you've experienced healing or just encouragement in some way. Just let me know because I do want to keep you in my prayers as well as just get updated on the status of your lives. So, thank you for just being a part of this channel and community. I really am grateful, and it's just my hope that even one person will be, positively impacted by my life. And I think that facing the threat of cancer in my 20s was something that really helped me develop a newfound appreciation for life. And I'm just so grateful to be alive and to live another day. And if, like last year, the thing that I would say is, like in the morning, like, thank you, God, just for another day and another chance to get it right. And I really am so grateful for just the way that God has really revealed himself as a healer to me. And it's been something to reflect on just because knowing him as a healer requires a need for healing. So, a situation that was so concerning and in ways life threatening ended up being something that like renewed my lease on life. And I feel like that is such a profound realization because it puts things into perspective of how God really does use all things for good, and for our benefit. So I have just been focusing on rebuilding after, that season. There were a lot of things that happened in that season and a lot of loss and so moving to LA and to California has really been a blessing, and I am just so grateful that God is always moving and doing something in our lives. And um, I'm grateful for this season and all that is to come. I just felt this nudge that I needed to get on and record this message and post it tonight because I normally, would record something and then try to edit it later and post it later, maybe schedule it or something. But for whatever reason, I just felt like this had to go out tonight. And I am really glad because I think I've had a bit of a block when it comes to following through and finishing certain projects. And, but at the same time, I do really believe that God has the perfect timing and brings things together and uses things like from throughout our lives. So I am just kind of praying about the next chapter and the next season because um, I feel like there is potential for a lot of change, and it seems like change is on the horizon. And so I'm just kind of anticipating that. I was talking to someone earlier this week and just saying that sometimes I feel like just when I start to get comfortable, that's when I need to like move again or um, be on my way or just seasons change. And so if that is something that you're going through, just know that um, that download, that nudge, I do really love to lean into it and trust it. And I do feel like it is, in many ways, a working of the Holy Spirit. And so, obedience in those moments has been something I've also thought a lot about over the last, or since we've had this podcast break. And one of the One of the things that I heard from someone else was that delayed obedience is disobedience, and that really struck a chord with me because I think I can be someone who gets a nudge to do something or say something or make a move and will put it off and question it and did God really say? So, if you think about it in terms of a king, if you were to get an order from a king and be like, okay, maybe next week, that would be disobedience, clearly. So, I want to keep that in mind when I do receive these nudgings and my soul. So, I also really enjoyed sharing my screen with you and doing those tutorials, and I think that that might be something I'm more interested in going forward just because it is hopefully educational or useful to you because today I was trying out the new 4.0 version with some of my friends who speak French, Indonesian, Tagalog, and um, I think that was all I tried today, and English, me. But I really was impressed with the technology and just how it's going to allow us to have more conversations and grow in community. But I realized like I was really the only person who was using ChatGPT or who had a membership. So I think that I want to kind of share what I've learned as, a user or member of the platform and I can share how I used it, like I did tonight. All right, well, I don't really know if I have anything else. I am kind of talked out and it's getting kind of late and I am getting a little tired, so I think I'll sign off and call you another time. But thank you so much for just your spirit and for being brave to be the best you can be day after day. So I love you and I hope you have a really amazing week. Bye. Call you back later.